up, you prepare for the winter, so it's a kind of ending, um, picking up the fruits of a long summer, but at the same time, by what I'm doing, this course and also the other one, the Satyananda course, it's for me, it's a beginning also. So I have, this mixed feelings like uh, ending and beginning, and I somehow experience, this cyclicity of life, of work, of my feminine energy. So I'm like in a very slow motion, but like it's not like the hamster going on the wheel, but I'm walking gracefully, like in this, um, cycle.
Hmm. Hmm.
And yeah, but I will tell you tomorrow for the other course what um, I was thinking about as a homework for the other. I don't want to um, say
Okay.
too much now,
Okay.
but this is how I have experienced these weeks. I was much more present
Mm.
in everything that I did, and I enjoyed more every day.
Yeah. I'm glad to hear that. I'm really glad to hear that. It's a beautiful understanding that we all should keep in our heart alive. And if you're a woman, you should keep it alive even more, that you cannot be touched by birth and death, period. If needed, do a tattoo in your arm, in your forehead, wherever you wish. But you need to remember this very, very clearly, that you are beyond birth and death, and not in a philosophical way. In this body that you're living in, it literally carries the grain of the archaic self. And let me explain you this, and then we go back to the session two, and we will look into some interesting aspects of Ayurveda. So you know that when you were born, you born with the fixed numbers of eggs in you, right? And go one stage back, one step back. When your mom was born, or when your grandmother was born, in your grandmother's womb, on the day one, she carried your mother.
Yes.
And in your mother, there was you, not a baby kicking in the womb, but in the cosmic dimension, you existed in the potential format, actually in a very physically tangible way within the body. Now, is this is a blessing? Debatable. Is this is a curse? Debatable. Because it is both. And because you have been carried for generations after generations, you also inherited the karma, the imprint of your great 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 grandmother. You carry their traits, you carry their traumas, you carry their pain, you carry their joy, you carry their aspiration, you carry their wisdom, everything, the whole package, complete package. You're not like you cannot pick and choose. So when you do this, sometimes it can happen because women are by nature very sensitive. You can close your eyes and you could be vacationing in Tokyo or Trinidad or in Herculan, it doesn't matter. But all of a sudden you can feel there's a something, an energy. You cannot put your fingers on, but something blocks you. Something tells you, oh, let me shrink. There's a fear, there's an anxiety, there's an uncertainty. And as well, there is a ah, joy. You look at the nature, you look at the sea, you look at the ocean, and all of a sudden you feel that oneness. You understand? That might not be coming from this person who's been living in this planet, so called, with a memory of the last 30, 40, or 50 years. So sometime, it happens in your laptop as well. You just click somewhere here and there, and a very old picture appears, or something is happening, an old email, an old song, things appear, and you're like, oh, I completely forgot its existence, but it's there. And when it appears, it triggers an emotion, triggers an energy. You open a shelf and a picture appears, you with your grandmother, you with your matusha, you with somebody, and like, oh, you with your ex, one of them can appear. Yes, and you get carried away by that. So all of this information is stored within us. So I started telling you this because when you're saying, now the harvesting season is coming, so something is coming to an end. And this is also the time I'm starting something new, as in I'm trying to meditate, I'm trying to imbibe Ayurveda. This cycle will roll. Every end is a new beginning. Every new beginning is some form of an end. The wheel is rotating. At some point, we are on the top of the wheel, and at some point, we are at the down of the wheel. And a wisdom to carry in your back pocket. Now, I do that now after a lot of stumbling upon in my life. I always look at life now as a cyclic manner. Life is no more for me linear. And when you see cyclic, it keeps you humble, One day you have a lot of whatever, you aspire, you have all of this, and you start thinking, damn, Yosud, I have so much of power. I went to this course and look at this. 12 people joined this course. Don't worry. One day there will be nobody. Don't worry. One day there will be maybe 50. Don't worry. Things will rotate and things will move on. That's the nature of Prakriti. Prakriti. The name of our school is Prakriti School of Yoga. Uh, Rarely somebody asks me, what does this word Prakriti means? Prakriti also means, a loose translation is nature. Deeper translation, it is that feminine energy which is constantly giving birth, changing its form. At some point, I was thinking why my master Swamiji gave the name of the school Prakriti School of Yoga. He should have said uh, Shiva School of Yoga, consciousness, which is constant, and I would have lived so happily ever after. And now, because the name is Prakriti, every morning I wake up and I scratch my head. Now, what's new gonna happen? How things are gonna change? And it is happening. Yeah. And most of my student community, you are also appearing and disappearing and appearing in cycle. No, Adina? Since when we know each other? Oh my goodness, can't even remember. Childhood, almost.
10 years.
10 years. You appear 10 years back, and then you vanish, and then you reappear. And this happens, this constantly happens. And that is the beauty of feminine energy. And that brings to our today's topic, cycle. Now, every time you whisper in front of a woman, let's talk about cycle or the cyclic manner, they have a tendency, oh, let's talk about my 28 days moon cycle. Yeah. Your life has there is a Sanskrit word, vritti. Oh, by the way, those of you who have notebook, you should write these words, even if you don't understand the meaning, because these words are like a Quran. You can meditate upon. You should know these things, especially those of you who want to go deeper. Okay? So, what is vritti? Vritti means something which is cyclic, something like a round. Now, there is no starting point, there is no ending point here. It's cycle. But then something can happen. The cycle can shrink, the circle can shrink, and it will still have 360 degrees, and the cycle can expand, and there can be overlap of one cycle on top of the another. So you do have cycles, multiple cycles, and your life can literally be observed as a hologram. It's not two-dimensional. It's not three-dimensional. You are a hologram. And several layers are there. Like when you're looking at MRI plates, you're seeing the slice of whatever the scanning you have done, brain, knee, body parts. Yeah. Same way, you have this multiple layers of cycles. And connecting with the cycles will help you to free yourself. You cannot think out of the cycle. You know, I often said that in some workshops and classes, you are taught to think out of the box. And thinking is the box, right? Now, this is one layer of reality, and we all are living in that. I mean, as most of you present in this course, you are Western people, so you have been educated to think your life through. You want to understand. So you, not you as in you, I'm generalizing here, but you can might be living in front of Casa Popolui, second largest human structure built by whatever, whoever. But the door through which you enter is like a rabbit hole. It's a small aperture, and that's your mind. So we can live with that understanding that thinking, we should think what will happen if I don't understand and I don't think it through, how my life will evolve. That can be a starting point. But then because you are Prakriti, your Akriti, Akriti means form, and Pra means the prefix of the vastness. You are constantly changing and transforming your Akriti, your shape, your form. You are not supposed to hold on to one understanding. You have to constantly change. Now, the pain point here will be when you say to yourself, or when you whisper in the ear of your partner or to your friend and say, you know what, this is how I am. And I like to have my coffee with 2 spoons of skim milk and I like to have my coffee with almond milk, or whatever. You have defined yourself a form. Now, this is me. So when I meet a person like that, and especially a woman, and they say, this is how I am, I say, mentally, of course, oh, you are up for a series of suffering in your life. And the person might be already going through lots of suffering. Or no matter, and metaphorically speaking, no matter where from the river is flowing, how wonderful the scenery is on the bank of both the river cannot decide, you know, the scenic view here is beautiful, I want to be here. If the river will decide on that, it will convert it itself into a
Yeah.
dam, a balta. You can drink the water from the flowing river, but not from a balta. Because stagnation is the death of life. No? As long as anything is moving, there is life in it. When the life leaves something, what happens? How many times have you noticed a dead body walking around and doing boogie oogie thing? Hope not, you will freak out. Right? A dead body is standing. It's neither smiling, not happy, or whatever it is. A very neutral, blissful state. And it has converted into a balta. So we have to stay fluid. Now, why we don't want to flow, even though we are uh, built for that. I'm gonna bring in the topic I mentioned in the last session, if I remember well, which is you talk about equality with masculine energy. Masculine energy is static. If you don't ask me to move in 2025, you come back in 2035, there's a high possibility you will find me in the same place. The male part will not move. And we have mastered the art of not doing anything. You Nothing, doing nothing and being still is a masculine thing. It's not a feminine thing. So you have to understand the how to remain fluid. And that's where the cycle comes into play. Right? Now, when the cycle steps into play, and uh, within your body, the energies are always flowing in a cyclic manner. We are doing this analysis. No, you left your scores in the group. You said, okay, and this amount is vata, this amount is pitta, this amount is kapha, and you say, oh, no, 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 no. I did my test in 2023. I was having this and this number. In 2015, I did this was my number. And you might say also, no, so I agree that I am a pitta person or I'm a vata person. No, you are not. Literally, you are not. You are even within that, you are changing. That number which you have put there, it only gives a pretty vague idea about your constitution. And by the way, you know the word dosha? Dosha, I don't know if I mentioned this in the last session, dosha means it's fault, not quality. And then there is another word, those of you who have been practicing yoga, gunas. Gunas means quality. So the one thing that you are referring as your fixed constitution or your structure, that might be as well as a reflection of abnormality present in your life. But one thing is for sure, when you're looking at the score that you have created, that gives you a glimpse of where you stand today. Yeah. And if you want, over an individual session, I can work with you and tell you precisely, okay, you think your vata is this and your pitta is this and this is this. With doing your tongue testing, with looking at few other parameters in your body and understanding how the energy is flowing, I can tell you whether what you're considering as your uniqueness is it a form of abnormality? Are you considering your bug as a feature, or it is actually a feature that can be identified quite easily? Or not easily, that can be identified. Okay, so this is one thing you keep in your mind. Now, as we talk about cycle, as we talked about the river that you have to free flow, you need to understand one thing. But you, even me as a human being, but more as a woman, you are profoundly porous. You're almost, and I'm not talking about here the new age neo philosophy that you are nothing but an energy vibrating and you're basically empty space and only 0.0001% is actually matter, rest is nothing. Those are true, but I'm not even going there. I'm talking about no, this flesh body is everything, but you have a very high absorption rate. You're always absorbing and always transmitting, and that's why you go through the wave on a daily basis. The moments of happiness, the moment of sadness, dwamne. You have so many shades of rainbow present in your life. Now, this is happening internally also because you have, in yoga, we call them nadis. Right? When you practice pranayama, right? You say there's the energy is flowing through nadis. The nadi, the actual word is coming from the word nadi. Nadi means river. In Bengali, in my native language, we will call, okay, let's go and take a bath in the river. And the word is nadi. From there, it went to up north, it became nadi because they had the same way of movement of the energy, nadi. Human body, there are 13 in a female body, in a male body. There are 13 important nadis, yeah, which we are calling it nadi on the downside of Himalaya till the southern tip of India. You cross the Himalaya and you go on the other side, you step into China. And in the Chinese medicine or the Chinese tradition, they will be calling that as a meridian. No difference, but this is still nadis. And these nadis are known as sutras. Okay, so the srotas, not sutras, srotas, the word srota actually means the current. You know, the water current? You put your water and the water takes you away. So you say that is in Indian language is called the water has a srot. It has a force. So there are 13 srotas responsible for transmission of different energy to the different part of the body, both in man and woman. But then there's one srotas. There's one srota that differentiate a man and a woman, which is Arthava Baha Srota. Arthava Vaha Srota, which is responsible for your menstruation. Okay. Now, in this Srotas, in this channel, there is an energy, with those of you who have studied yoga, prana. You have heard of the word prana? Prana is the chi. But inside our body, the chi is again divided into the 5 different categories. Am I talking alien to anybody? Lumi, are you aware of this? You know the 5 different energy? Roxana, 5 different. Okay. So there are 5 different energy. And it's normal, right? The energy in your lower abdomen should take out the elimination. Whatever you have eaten, it should be taken out. You cannot have that same energy going in your head. And when that energy moves up in your head, you talk nonsense. I don't want to use the word. So there's specific energy in the specific part of the body. One part takes care of the digestion, one energy helps, one form of energy helps you to breathe, another form of energy keeps your arms and legs mobile. Yeah. So the energy that helps you, and there are 5 like this. Actually, there are 4, and then the 5th one is an external battery, which is your reserve energy. And let me break you the bad news. There are quite a few of you. Your phone is dead, and you are surviving on that external power bank. Huh? So please recharge that, and then recharge your actual other 4 energies. And how do you know? And I'm deviating, I know. How do you know that you are on functioning on your reserve battery? It's a question. Please answer. What could happen? Just think, common sense. Come up with crazy ideas.
I don't know.
Huh? What do you know? Tell me. Check this. Please unmute yourself, talk.
Mm, I think when only the external energy is there, you're running out of power. So if you have your 4 energies which are inside, you have a base and you have strength, which does not run out. So living on this external channel is a very exhausting. And the other thing, it's my feeling, makes thing more easy because it's just there. It comes somewhere from the ground and it nourishes you and gives you the energy quite easy. So that's my idea.
Interesting. I will take that.
I think also when you live on external or very little energy, you are very disconnected from yourself, and you are somehow on autopilot, reacting, not you are being reactive, not you don't do things from your inner or your own choice. So it's a bit like living not consciously, maybe not fully aware, or I don't know how to
Well
it.
said. Well said. Let's
Something,
hear what
something
others have
like
to
that.
say. Something like
Something,
that?
Yeah. This is what I wanted to say, that usually when you are on the outside battery, let's say you are like an pilot automat, and you are not conscious of your feeling, your actions, your something like that.
And what Corinna said, you depend upon the energy from outside, means maybe from other persons, not on you, not your own energy. You depend, yes, and this makes you, yes, makes kind of fear. Is this right? Is this wrong? What do other people think? And if you are, that's really the connection. If you depend on your own energies, this is, yes, much stronger. And yeah, so
Yeah.
Can I say something not so evolved as the ladies before me? I think that when you solely survive on the external battery, you run out of energy. So I think physically or emotionally, you are drained. That means maybe some physical condition, maybe we can get sick more easily, maybe we can get irritated, or we are very, how can I say, um, furious, or have more anxious than usual, and we are lacking patience because we cannot do things as before.
Any of Adina would like to add? There's two Adinas, Timishar and Zalo.
You did unmute me, Avi.
No, you remain unmuted all along. Tell me.
Okay. There's not really something specific I would like to add. I'm still processing. It's not difficult, but quite complex question for me.
Mhm.
So I will pass for now, okay?
Okay, sure. Adina, Zalo, any thoughts?
Well, for me, it's clear, living for the coffee.
Okay, I'll give you a metaphor. Maybe this will be easy for you to understand. This is my cell phone. Consider I have 5% battery. I have my charger with me. Where will I be most likely? My life is proportional to the length of the cable, the charging cable. I need to remain plugged in. Will I be a river or will I be a balta? I will be a balta. Another thing, if I have to, like how Christina was saying this, if I have to live on a borrowed energy, when you borrow money from a bank, who dictates the terms and conditions? You, right? You go and say, listen, give me the money. When I have, I'll come back and return to you. Nope. It's not going to happen, right? So you invite yourself, you walk into a prison by having depleted state of energy, right? And there's another thing happens. So that there's, okay, fine, you don't have the energy, so you borrow, fine. But those of you who are in a relationship, those of you who live within a family structure, you become a pain point inside that family structure, because now what? You're expecting somebody else to cheer you up. You're expecting somebody else will take you to a vacation and there will give you a CPR and you will get back into life. This can continue. I love going to vacation. And I want you to go to vacation, but not with this idea that I would like to have a 5 vacation, not because of I'm so thrilled about traveling, but you know what? I'm so depleted. I don't have any more energy. I want to just go somewhere and recharge my battery. Or leave the vacation, or I just can't wait for the weekend. How miserable is your life if if you're waiting only for the weekend and your weekdays are uh, a way of suffering? And I know such people. You just need to press one button. You have to just say che fach, and the series of complaints is going to spit out. And remember one thing, why I'm mentioning this while I'm talking about the srotas, the way to identify if a man has energy to sustain themselves is proportional to how much they complain. Complaining is a way you don't want to take responsibility. And when you complain about the weather, it's the same principle. So what? So what it's cold? So what it's raining? So what it's snowing? So what it's blah, blah, blah. You have shopped all your Zara and Jimmy Choo and everything is anyways, you have collected those stuff to keep you warm and protected and things. But you complain because it's so much easy not to take the responsibility, to lean back and somebody else to do it. And when you do this, now pay attention, these srotas, which is responsible for your menstruation, and it's like the prime differentiator of your feminine energy, which is run by Apana Vayu, the energy that is under your belly button going downward, is highly corrupted, contaminated. Oh, and the one more important thing, how you can identify a person is surviving on an external battery. You observe their immunity system. Whether it's a headache, whether it's a running nose, whether it's a fever, whether it's a back pain, whether they're bloated, whether they have another new pain, whether there's another kind of a discomfort, you name it, whether it's a migraine, it's a list of stuff can happen. And now, if you relate that something of like that is happening, please note, you do have the possibility to completely flip the story. Yeah, I'm not trying to corner you or put you in a box in this talk, but these are the indication your energy level is highly depleted, especially your srotas, which is related to the menstruation. Now, this thing is also another indicator that we don't talk about these days, or maybe in this community it might not be so much applicable. As a woman, one of the most natural thing that a woman should be capable of, whether you will choose for it or not, that is secondary, but every woman should be capable of to become a mother naturally. You should have the potential. Whether you want to become a mother or not, that is secondary. So please don't misunderstand me. And that's absolutely your choice to decide, okay, no, I don't want to. But if you feel a naturally a resistance to conceive, the question is, a very fundamental raw crude energy in your system is not available. or is malfunctioning or is blocked. Yeah, this is not a statement. This is just a blinker in your dashboard that is telling you, hey, listen, there is a challenge in the engine. Take it for servicing. And it can be transformed. It can be transformed. We had, in our community, we had such people joining in, specifically in individual classes, and you can transform, you can reignite that energy. It's possible. But the point is, whether you're doing it or not, if any one of you have experienced that, or if you know somebody have experienced that, they should contemplate on how the hell they have blocked the fundamental creative energy. Okay? This has to be explored. Now, moving forward, this, last week we started the session by invoking the cosmic mother, and I told you should treat yourself as a goddess. That's one step to set yourself free from the this limiting factor. I'm not good enough, or the constant background thought of comparing yourself with somebody else. But then you move to another form. The same mantra goes, Ya Devi Sharva Bhuteshu, Kanti Rupena Samastita. What is the form of this cosmic mother? The cosmic mother is not pulling out guns and shooting randomly at people or something. There is she's an embodiment of loving compassion. Ooh, compassion is a very beautiful quality. So you understand another thing, and this I want you to contemplate on. You might, if you choose to, write a big fat journal, an essay on this. Power. When you went to this, and every time I say you, I'm not referring to the people who's present here, okay? I'm generalizing here. When the woman community went for this fight of gender equality, one of the things that you chased is the power. I want to have power, which many of us succeeded. The CEOs, their CFOs, their HR directors, and whatnot. Beautiful. They are creators, they are movie directors, you name it. Yeah, good. But one thing you have to understand, when the man defines power, the definition of a powerful man is how many other human beings or other species they can control. This is how the man defines power. Feminine energy, if you look into the scriptures, their power is defined by in how much and to what depth can I bring in loving compassion. What would be the power of Mother Teresa? Yeah. What was the power of your grandmother who might have raised you? Compassionate presence. The power of compassion. This is a feminine quality, and when a woman develops this, now please don't misunderstand again. When we use the word compassion or lovingness, it is not compromised that people will step on you, people will abuse you, people will misuse of that power. No, that's not the case. That's not what we are talking about. But the compassion means I am going to look at something much deeper and more powerful, where the fluidity is not wasted. And this is an Ayurvedic principle that a woman should maintain to have to keep the fire in control. You understand? Note also at this moment what's your biggest enemy in your aging process? It's not your mind. It's not the water element. It's not the earth element. It's the fire. When you have too much of pitta, it burns you, it makes you dry. And you become from a strugur to stafide. So we get wrinkled up. We don't want to be that. We don't want to have that. So that means you have to control. You have to, in a very literal sense, keep on lubricating yourself. So you keep the fire in control. You put all these lotions and this one cream for your little finger, another cream for the second finger. You have this, all the variety of stuff you have. I'm sure you have that. It has this one purpose. They don't tell you this, but they want you to understand that, okay, with all this cream and all that, you will not have excess fire. Woman has fire. The man doesn't have fire. The man are very water element. Man has aggression. That is a different story, but they don't have fire. Even when the conception takes place, the man and woman, they are contributing together to give birth to a baby. What man contributes is a simple fluid, cold fluid. But what the woman contributes in the baby making process is hot blood. Not the blood from cold storage. It's hot blood, and that's power, that's fire element through which you're giving birth. So you need to understand that when you are taking care of yourself, how you can have, number one, apana vayu freely flowing. And apana vayu, this energy has 108 different ways you can interfere on its healthy flow. Don't ask me why, but it is very delicate. You can have a wrong diet, it will flow. You can think of a negative emotion, it will stop flowing and it will change its course. You cut down on your sleep, it will change. You start arguing and fighting and chasing masculine energy, it will stop flowing. So there are 1,000 different ways you can stop that. So the best anti-aging formula is within your mind, within your system. If you activate it, you remain eternally vibrant, and you will literally be this Kanti Rupena Samastita. You will have this loving glow and vibrance. Otherwise, you will be like a campfire. Glow, but you will also burn yourself very easily. There's so many exhausted women are out there. You know someone. You must have a friend. So what we want to do is we want to control this apana vayu, right? Now, for apana vayu, there are physical practice. We are going to do something today as well. But then there are some techniques that you can apply, which is, I have told you last time, application of oil.
Yes.
Anybody has done that?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
The head is moving in so many different directions. Okay. You're doing it, right? Please do it. If you haven't done it, yeah, application of oil on your joint, wrist, fingers, elbow, shoulder, breast, navel, hip joint, knee joint, ankle joint. Yeah. which oil to use? Whatever oil you get hold of. So don't wait for the oil to be transported to you from Kerala, which is going to come in 2026, and only then you'll say no. Just get hold of a oil and use it. Almond oil in the winter month will be good. Olive oil is good. Sesame oil is good. And based on your body type, you can ask me later on, and I can give you precisely which oil you need to apply. Okay? This is one of the things. Now, how do you control the fire? How you keep neutralize the fire? By increasing water. No? They are opposite energies. So ensure another thing that you do consume enough amount of water. The thing is, even when I was growing up, which is now it seems like an eon back, fluid meant water for kids. For adult, it meant chai. Chapter close. Now, if I ask somebody, hey, please make sure you drink enough water, they will say, but can I have chorba? Can I have soup? Can I have a juice? Can I have this? Can I have that? No, there are just drink the water. Water, simple, pure, apple platter. That's it. Drink water. Yeah? Not too much in a quantity. Frequently, a half a glass, uh, and drink the water. Those of you have a high kapha tendency, develop the habit of drinking warm water. Those of you have inflammation, those of you who have pain in your joints in any format, those of you feel bloated, those of you have menstrual cramp, those of you are experiencing any painful cycles in any format, warm water. Warm water is a solution. It's a fantastic way to detoxify your whole system. And this this apana vayu, which is responsible for this artava vaha srota, the menstruation cycle, it goes through three kind of challenges in the female body. We will dig deeper into the next sessions, but one is obstruction. And when there is this obstruction, that is usually creating the problem in conception. Okay? And then there is an excessive flow, not only of the energy, even the srotas is flowing too much. So you might know somebody who goes through this very painful, heavy menstruation. And that can be taken into consideration. Certain practices, certain dietary change can be done. Vegetarian diet will be very good. Light meal will be extremely beneficial in calming things down. Warm water during that period and prior to that, purificatory practice will help them to reduce that energy. And then again, during the menstruation, if there are also certain women who also experience that energy is now flowing in the wrong direction. Yeah. So when that happens, then they experience irregularity in menstruation. And you can find out if there's an irregularity in menstruation, there's a high chances that they will have insomnia, they will have heavy dreams, fluctuating dreams. Maybe they're addicted to coffee or alcohol or other substance. there can be quite a different component which really interfere with their inner cycle. Yeah. So keep this in mind. And last thing before we move into some practice, I want to share this. Do you see this?
Yes.
Oh, oh, cheapers. So, few points to remember. Now, when your srotas is hampered, when your menstruation is affected, and I'm slightly overly simplifying here, but I'm not deviating to a great extent. When your srotas are not flowing properly, you will have a tendency to shift from your strong points to your shadow points. Meaning what? Vata, if you have a high Vata, you have this natural tendency. You are very creative, you are intuitive, you can think 1,000 thoughts in your mind. There are 100 tabs open, and you can quite smoothly glide through all these different tabs. This is when you are in a sattvic state. This is when you are in a rajasic state. But then when you slide back to the tamas, when you move into the darkness, then what happens? You shift into what if? What if something will go wrong? This is how a one thought enters in your mind. And that gonna amplify. It will create anxiety. Anxiety might create insomnia. And guess what? In no time, you're gonna experience irregularities in your lunar cycle. Yeah, this will happen in a Vata person, and this entire thing can have another 100 different statements as well. So it's not only this, but the point is, it's an invitation that you do have a luminosity, you do have a bright side. If you don't make a conscious attempt to connect with that, then the negative side will overpower you, and it will take you further down the rabbit hole. Same as a pitta. So what happens when you are in a pitta dominant person, and in this case most of you are, so good news, and you are a leader, whether you are a homemaker, whether you run a yoga studio, whether you run an eco farm, whether you run a job, whether you are a creative director, whatever you are doing, as a woman you do have fantastic leadership qualities, and a pitta is a good place to exhibit that. You can be goal driven, you can have passion, but you have to remember one thing: pitta has fire. And with fire, there's always, we need to maintain a safe distance. You have to understand how close to remain with fire. Too close, it will burn you. Too far, you will stay cold. No, Christina? Ashaya. So you have to know how to activate and how to kindle the fire. Too less fire, you feel lethargy, you feel sleepy, you feel sucked in. Too much of fire, you have a sleepless night. And then obviously, when there is an excessive fire element, what happens? You forget your body. All of a sudden you will wake up and you will think, oh, I am a superwoman. I can do better than X, Y, and Z, and you will forget your own limitations and you will start doing things which in long run will hurt you. But before it will hurt you, it will create multiple things. It will create inflammation. Inflammation is your body telling you to slow down. Inflammation is that, when your pet does this grr, grr, before it wants to bite, that's inflammation. It's telling you, "Chevanue okay." When you don't listen to that, you will get irritability, rage, and all sorts of PCOS, and you name it, will take form.
What means PMS rage and PCOS?
Please Google. There is a huge chapter that you have to study. The PCOS or PMS is premenstrual syndrome and so on and so forth. Read that. We will go in detail into all these conditions, as well as I will recommend you some herbal remedies in the next session. Okay. So I'll hold on to that one. Kapha. Normally you are nurturing, you're sensual, you have that protective, stable, grounding energy. Highly recommended. In our previous generation, most of the women used to be kapha. It's that nurturing, nourishing energy. Any woman during who's pregnant and is about to give birth, they're invited naturally to enter into the kapha state. Meaning what? They will gain few kilos. And it's not, oh, the Amne, I have put on weight. No, it's not that. It's for the nourishment, right? It's for helping you to connect with the earth element. Then you and the mother nature has becomes one. You are so spiritual during this 9 month. You can literally, any spiritual practice that you do during your pregnancy, you get multiple fold impact of it. Normally, if you meditate, let's say 1 hour for 30 days, during pregnancy, you meditate 10 minutes for 10 days, and you get the same effect. Because now the nature is communicating through you. Nature has said, okay, you are going to be my agent out there, and please create, I'm there for you. So across all the tradition in the East, whether you go to India or Japan, prenatal yoga, prenatal meditative practice, prenatal rituals are very, very important, because now you are really nurturing yourself. In Japan, they practice calligraphy, tea making, and how you call that, serving of the tea and all that, flower arrangement. These are the skills they will teach to the pregnant woman. Not because all of a sudden they realize they have to be creative, but as you try to be creative, you bring in that beautiful energy in you, that soft, nourishing energy in you. You reduce the fire. And of course, if you will not listen to the kapha energy in your life, what will happen? You will get lethargic. There's another thing which is I forgot to write here. You will procrastinate.
Mhm.
You know the procrastination is what? You woke up at 5 a.m. You just like you cannot sleep anymore. And a thought crossed your mind, Chebina, maybe I should go and do the yoga. I can spread the mat and I can do my 10-15 minutes yoga. And the next thing you realize it's 7:30. You haven't left the bed. You have scrolled and you have watched 100 reels, and you have twisted left and right, and you have thought, what if? Or you have snoozed your phone 10 times. And the story is long, I can tell you. Yeah. So all of that is switching into the negative side of the kapha. Yeah. So please be very careful when you practice, when you want to take care of your Apana Vayu, you need to keep in mind that you don't want to switch to any of the shadow expression. They're important. You can do them with a more amount of consciousness, but you should not be sliding into that energy. Okay. Now, once said that, why do you stop this? Yeah. What practice can you do to keep your Apana Vayu safe and healthy? Well, sit properly, shake your legs. Um, we have the class till what time, Tamara?
9.
9. Oh, you don't get over till 9. No worries. Okay, take your seat. So, it is a nice improvisation, like it. Colorful yoga mat. And when you want, I'm not teaching you yoga class right now, okay? So don't get into samadhi. Understand, I'm just taking you in a step-by-step manner. Chris, I know you're a bit tired. It happens post-vacation. Take it easy. When you want to take care of your apana vayu, first and foremost thing, you have to mentally call out your name, the name which your Matusha or Bunika or your mama or somebody used to call you, like being very draga draga. Yeah. So don't read out your passport name and say to yourself, I feel safe. No matter how ridiculous it may sound, but the first thing is to convince your body that it is in a safe environment and whatever you are doing, there's the component of safety there. Now, those of you who have been practicing yoga with me, you know this. I've been like a papagal. I tell this in almost every session, just to protect your apana vayu. So, Roxana, is there if there's a possibility for me to have a little better view of you? Because then I know what your physically you are experiencing.
Is it better now? Or I
Now,
should keep
move
the
back.
distance?
Yeah. My
Okay,
spot.
I will need to switch a bit, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit, just the possible. No pressure. So, inviting yourself to a comfortable cross-legged posture. Make yourself feel safe without closing your eyes. Look around. Check if there is anything that will make you feel hostile. If there is any threat around you, you never know. When you are really, really sure that you're in a safe place, only then slowly move your gaze towards your body. Very slow. So if you're seated like this, you'll look at the screen, which is maybe 2 meters in front of you. And then there are the furniture, the couch, the door, the wall. Without moving your head, you look through the corner of your eyes, the entire visual landscape in front of you. Maybe there are some pictures or artifacts. Maybe you see your dog sitting on the other side of the laptop or your cat. Whatever is there, you don't change anything. Acknowledge their presence. And then you look at something which is 80 centimeters, 50 centimeters, 30 centimeters, and in a progressive manner, slowly come close to the body without moving your head. Look and feel your arms, your legs. Feel the cushion on which you might be seated on right now. And visualize your legs as the roots of a huge tree. Visualize the biggest tree that you might have seen in your life. And you feel your legs are the roots of that tree. And they are not only staying on the mat, they're going deeper, deeper into the floor, into the ground, and eventually they become invisible. And feel that these roots are connecting you with your ancestors who has lived before you. And mentally visualize you're connected with your last 14 generation, your parents, your grandparents, your great grandparents, your great great grandparents. And obviously, you need to bring imagination here. Bring in the feeling. Bring in the feeling of being at home. And use the following breaths to condensify this feeling of at home around your root chakra. breath by breath, develop the feeling, I am home, I am feeling safe, and I am connected very consciously with my ancestors. With your following breath, bring in the image of a bright, glowing light. And you place this light at your lower abdominal space. With your inhalation, this light, this flame is expanding. As you breathe out, you relax and you release any feeling of guilt, any feeling of shame, and any other limiting belief that you might have inherited unconsciously or willingly from your ancestors. The feeling of not being enough, the feeling of living in scarcity, the feeling of not entitled of abundance, and you draw your energy from this light at your lower abdominal space up with one slow, deep breath to your heart center, inviting this energy to come up to your heart center. Use the following breaths to use as a suction, as a transportation of this energy to your heart center. Feel the glow at your heart center. Mentally call out your name with the same amount of loving compassion. And chant along with me the mantra Om 3 times, followed by the short Shanti mantras and the repetition of the mantra for invocation of Cosmic Mother. Breathe in. Om. Om. Om Shanti 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 Hare Om. Repeat after me. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Kanti Rupena Samastata Kanti Rupena Samastata Namastasai 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 Namo Namaha Namastasai 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 Namo Namaha. Cultivate, remember that loving, compassionate nature. Remember any woman whom you have looked up to, your role model, any woman you have admired for their loving kindness. Take 3 mindful breaths in and out, and then place both of your palms at your lower abdominal space. Tip of the fingers are touching together, so your hands are staying like this, making an inverted triangle, touching the lower abdomen. Yeah. And as you breathe in and out, pay attention to two things: that inverted triangle that you have formed in through your palms, the space in between, and the expansion and the contraction of your lower abdomen. With every breath, connect with the womanhood and accept yourself as a woman. And you do the definition of what it should be as a woman. But if I may say, with a grain of salt, I think you should not be defining yourself in reference to a masculine power, and neither to a masculine quality. And as you connect with the space, can you listen to your body, and can your body tell you how rested or how not rested are you in this moment? Be brutally honest. You won't be asked to share the answer. And by any means, if anybody is giving the answer that I'm not rested enough, can you further ask a question? How have I deprived myself? How have I exploited myself? How have I stopped offering the basic nourishment? Remember the reply and not forming any criticism. Just acknowledge this is what my body has to tell me. Ayurveda, practical Ayurveda, is a dialogue with oneself, sincere dialogue. In your own time, you release the hands and outstretch your legs. As you outstretch your legs, spread the legs a little apart, almost like a V. And you stretch your arms up, not fighting with the body. Corina, the legs has to be spread more. Feel the pelvic joint. Stretch the arms more. The more you stretch your arms up, your awareness will slowly find its way to the pelvic floor. Explore the pelvic floor, explore your reproductive organ, explore your womb, explore your hips, your legs. And when you do this exploration mentally, remember somatically, like as a tactile sensation, that you are coming in contact with something which is sacred. Now, softly contract your throat and you get into Ujjayi breathing, soft, easing sound. And you take 7 Ujjayi breaths. The 7th exhalation, lower the hands down. Keep your eyes closed. If you want to lean back, bring your hands behind your hips. Feel the lower back. Now fold both the legs. Touch the feet together. And you interlock your fingers and place your hands underneath your feet, preparing for butterfly pose. Drop the right knee on the right side, left knee on the left side. The rule of this practice, if you're pregnant, you do this 1,000 times per day. If you're not pregnant, you do 900 times or less. But you do this. This is a good practice that will ensure the Apana Vayu reaches to your legs very properly. Now, before you start flapping, I see some of you are getting into that. Don't flap. Wait, stay. Rub that. Pull the heels close to the body, make your spine up and down. You know, when you do yoga, and not in the gym, in this kind of scenario, you are worshiping yourself. You're worshiping the goddess who is present in you. So you're not a choban who took the Y on the field right now. So it's not the hur and you bring them back. You take it easy. Connect with that energy. If you are not in contact with that, the divinity in you, then for us to chant all the Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu and all that is a pure blah, blah, blah. So if it is not happening, let's wait. I think. Can you feel that spark of feminine energy in you? Push the knees down towards the floor. Make your back straight and tall. Don't fight with your body. If your body has a pain and resistance, stop. You're still inviting yourself to practice this loving compassion. Binay, keep your back straight. Stay present. Now, if you have ever done any babysitting, and if you're a mother, you know when a small baby is sleeping, sometimes the mother will just place her hand on top of the baby, and the baby will feel safe and the baby will go to sleep. Same approach. You're not doing a workout with your hip joint. You're just compassionate, kind, and you're present, and let your body feel safe in your presence. And let's see what will happen. I see some of you started taking a deeper exhalation, which is good. Now, if you will choose this in your home practice, make sure the practice comes with the attitude. Don't deduct the attitude and do the physical part. The benefit will be less, close to zero. And now you lift your knees up, release your hands, and stretch your legs in the front. Come on your knees. Come on your knees. Not cat stretch. On your knees, hips up, Tamara. And you place the blanket under the knees or whatever you need to do. Just be on your knees. And Adina, this is okay for you too. No worries. You can do this. Hands, knees are spread a little apart. Now, if your yoga mat is very thin and soft and you feel uncomfortable underneath your knees, you can leave a folded blanket or something, or even a cushion. No issues, no worries. Hands on your waist. Chin slightly up. Remember that cosmic mother. Yeah, you see? Imbibe that. Cannot look trisht. And Iris, I have no way to translate the word trisht to you. I don't know the English word. And you slowly tilt your head back and you push your hips not more than 5 centimeters. Hips in the front, Binansalis. Leona, very good. Don't push too much. Drop the head, smile, breathe. That's it. Stay there and breathe. And you rest. Excuse me. Bring your hips back. Now, when you're working on the Apana Vayu, this energy is highly restricted when we spend too much time in a forward bending posture. Let me simplify. When you stay on the chair, the body is half bent. Your psoas is contracted. Psoas is contracting in presence of fear, in presence of lack of self-confidence, any form of insecurity. So when you are going on your knee and you're tilting slightly back, you are in a progressive way, you're opening yourself up. I'm using the word progressive. Bine, Christina, progressive, okay? So not I'm going to push my body or to do something or something. So very soft, steadily. How long will you stay? Purely it's your call. You can stay 1 minute or you can stay 30 seconds multiplied with 2. You have infinite amount of time, stay 10 minutes. Your choice. But do it one more time now. Right. If you're comfortable. Being on the knees, hands on the waist, just tilting the head back and a soft, mild push to the hips in the front. Breathe. When you're breathing, feel this lower abdominal space, your pelvic joint, and what's happening over there. Rest. Come up on your feet. The third and the last posture. Again, how long will you stay? It is you have to decide whether will you do it or not. You have to decide today. It's safe for everybody, even like hours before you go to deliver a baby, you can do this posture as a woman. You can do this posture even during your lunar cycle. And it will work fantastic as a preparation. So a few days before, if you start doing it, it will work absolutely awesome. Spread your feet, come into Namaskarasana. Hips down, both the palms touching together. Pranam Mudra. You don't have to stretch the arms, just in front of your heart center. Okay. Awareness on your pelvic floor. Try to keep the back more straight and tall, shoulder expanded, and most importantly, the confidence and the compassion of the Cosmic Mother. That is what you imbibe. Now, if you will stay longer and if you're a regular yoga practitioner, in this posture, you do two things more. One, you do ujjayi breathing, contracting the throat and having that hissing sound. Yeah? So as if like you are having a soft asthma attack, that breathing. This is one. Second, if you can keep your eyes closed, you visualize an inverted red triangle in front of you. At the center of the triangle, the triangle is bright red in color, and in the center, there is a black dot. Release your hands and you slowly come up. Please be seated. Come a little close to the camera where you can see me well. This is important, what I'm going to show you. You will add one practice in your oil application thing. I told you to apply oil in your body, in your joint. Remember one thing. In Ayurveda, when you do the massage, the oil is always put from the extremities towards the heart. So everything is coming towards here, not this. You're not scrubbing. That is separate episode. Here, everything is anti-gravity. The legs you pull up. Everything, the blood should come towards the heart space. Okay. Now, Adina Zalo, you will not do this part of the next part of the practice. For the rest of you, irrespective of where you are in your womanhood, whether you have a uh, regular moon cycle or you're approaching perimenopause, menopause, doesn't matter. If you have any form of body pain, and especially the menstrual cramp, you will use this technique to relieve the pain. You take your left hand and you bend your hasta kumziche, the thumb. You see that you bend it like this, and you place it here at the center of the curve of your right hand. Wherever the thumb is touching this point, that's where you're gonna press. That is the massage point. Tell me if you haven't understood. Iris, what exactly are you doing? So this hand, you're putting it for the sake of measurement. This is the distance. If I am doing, I will take the measurement of my this big thumb dejatale, this much. I will place it here so it gives me the indication of where is the marma point. What I'm teaching you is the marma therapy. Marma are in the Ayurveda, pressure points are there. Yeah. So now when you have reached there, that is where you press. Clockwise, anti-clockwise. Use soft rotation. Now, when I've told you to press, it should not be like when you remove your hand, you have a bruise and it turns blue. No. Yeah. Be nice with yourself. Medium pressure, clockwise, anti-clockwise. And of course, you can put some oil or something to lubricate this point, and you press yours. Okay? Then, step 2. I'm teaching you 2 marma points. You have this in your wrist, the mark, this line. Can you identify this line? You might also have 2 lines or 3 lines. Choose the line that is close to the palm. From here, you measure this distance, your thumb, and you will reach a point, which is a bony point. And you give here a little rub. Adina Zalo, nu facem asta. You don't want to activate anything down south right now. For later, in future. Yeah, that's it. Whatever else you do, these 2 marma point you apply. Okay? I'm
Can
gonna
I
give
ask
you,
a question?
yeah,
Sorry. Here for the second point, it's on the outside or on the inside, or I saw it to you on the edge.
edge.
Okay, thank you.
Good
I
point.
wanted to check.
Neither out nor in on the top
Okay.
edge. And it's kind of a very strange feeling. I don't like it. But this is what they say to gonna work. It's like rubbing in a bone against the bone kind of a feeling. So take it as a medicina. Okay? Good. Please apply these 2 and all your life's problem will be solved. Or not. But apply and we will know. Okay? So this is for today. This oil application with these 2 points and the postures, I would recommend you to do it if you can, if you want to. If not, it's fine. Attitude is important more than the action itself. Tamara, can I mention about the session that you will do with them on the massage thing?
I'm thinking it will be a recorded one. I will send something.
Okay. So uh, you will, with me in the next following session, I will teach you some more Marma points related stuff, which is the father of entire acupressure and acupuncture and this theory that came from Kalaripayattu in the south of India in the Ayurveda. So I'll give you some more ancient knowledge on that. You can apply them. And not only just to get rid of the cramp, but there are ways to activate energy and to absorb more energy in your system. And Tamara will share with you a form of breast massage, I think. Not I think, this is what it will be. So the material will be shared with you guys, and you should do this. And understand why we are suggesting you to do this. It is not about let's do something, trendy or something kinky or something God knows what. The understanding is very simple. Your body produces energy. The body looks for pockets where it can store things. So, especially for women, the storage of certain kind of energy happens very easily on their breast, especially the unexpressed emotions. You cannot, I'm sure there are many out there who couldn't express the love and compassion in the freely that they wanted it to be. And when this energy are stored, they are somatized in the different part of the body, which is for the woman's case, it's a lot goes in the breast. After a while, they take the form of cyst. They take the form of a lump, which again, if you don't allow to, dismantle it in a way, I use the word dismantle because lack of proper word right now. Then it can even have a malignant nature associated to that. And we don't want neither of those things to happen. Yeah. I told you in the beginning that we are, as a woman, you're very porous. So because you're very porous, it's just like, metaphorically, you have a wonderful house where you're all the time, your windows are staying open. So all the dust and everything that you're collecting, you need to find time to do the housekeeping. So this massage, self-massage, is not luxury. This is maintenance. That's why these are recommended to you. I hope Tamara will share with you in its own time. Whatever will be shared, you don't post it in the group or something. It's for your personal use. We don't want to see the thing in the YouTube 6 months down the line. Yeah. Learn the technique and share the technique with your daughters, with your sisters. Please do so. With your friends. Why not? Okay. So I think 90 minutes is over our time. In some planet, it was just 90 minutes. And if you have any question.
Could you please share the mantra? I would like to learn because I don't know it.
No, sure. No issues. And also, yeah, I will definitely share the mantras with you. No issues.
And regarding the practices, so we can repeat the same that we did today, like starting with sitting
Yeah,
in meditation.
yeah, I'm more interested in all of you to adapt the attitude rather than the technique. I know I've been repeating this, but this is what I want you to get to the idea. Why? Because when you bring that compassionate presence in you, you can achieve a lot of things with other practices as well. Yeah. It doesn't have to be just this particular sequence. There can be other sequence which will give you the benefit. So please apply that. And we will look into some of the feminine health condition that will have this. So we're going to talk about PMS, PCOS, and all that stuff, menorrhea, and everything else in the coming sessions. Okay. Question?
I did the oil massage every morning, and
Yeah.
sometimes I forgot to take a shower after 30 minutes. So it happened after 2 hours that I took the shower. So yes, is it okay if I forget it, or is it better to do it after 30 minutes?
It can also take the form that you do this evening therapy and you take the shower next morning.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
it will only do good. The oil will do good.
Yes,
Right?
I did
Stay
remark.
warm.
Yeah, yeah.
When you have done the oil massage, after that, don't expose yourself to the cold.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You don't have to sweat, but stay comparatively warm, and it will do good to you. And anybody who could relate with the surviving on an external power supply or always plugged in or multiple cups of coffee and everything, consider practicing yoga nidra. I'm saying this in a very polite way, actually. Yoga nidra. You don't have anything. This is the best practice ever. You can snore and it is still you're doing yoga. Can you imagine this? You don't have to move your body. Just yoga nidra. Pick up, give yourself a challenge. Now what? We are in the October ending, right? So 60 days. 60 days till New Year. Let you step into the new year feeling absolutely restful. You don't want to look like a tired, exhausted Napoleon on the New Year's Eve. Be well rested. Huh? Okay, Jay. Thank you. Have a wonderful evening, and we talk next time. If you have questions, doubt, share in the WhatsApp group. Yeah. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Ali.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.